Hey everyone, it's Austin, and today we're going to be discussing how to make money with new meme coin pairs using Axiom Pro, which if you want to try it yourself, I will link it in the description below and the comment section. Now, trading new meme coin pairs, it's important to understand that 99% of these are designed to just steal your money, and it can be hard to win. However, if you know how to filter, if you know what to look for, and if you get in early enough, the upside potential outweighs the downside potential big time. Now, with Axiom Pro, we're going to be focused on this left-hand column here, new pairs. And just to give some background of what I'm getting into here, we're going to be discussing what happens when a new pair is launched. Now, new pairs will usually launch here around the 4 to 5K market cap. And a perfect scenario, a nice organic growth scenario, is that it goes up, some people take some profits, continues to go up, some people take their profits, mainly holding on to this higher highs and lower lows system until it goes up to whatever its top market cap is going to be. A lot of meme coins, however, the ones that are scams, we'll go through some examples a bit later, but they just shoot up in price and then they move sideways and then they dump on you. Now, the benefit of getting in early here, just within a matter of minutes of the coin being launched, is that the downside potential is very minimal. If you think about it, they launch at this price, so this is going to be the absolute bottom. So at worst, your worst case scenario is you lose 20 to 30%. Now, I know this sounds like a lot, but in reality, it's not that bad. If you were to get in something, if you were to buy up here around the 25K market cap or even higher, and then there's a rug, your downside risk is extremely high. But getting in early, you can prevent that. Now, what are some inorganic risk meme coins that we need to look out for? The first one here is when a project has a big buy here in the beginning, and the price shoots up, and then the price just moves not sideways. There's no momentum, nice organic momentum moving forward. It's just moving sideways. Chances are this coin is not going anywhere. It's not worth your time, and it's going to rug. The top holders hold 38%. Just one of them or two of them needs to sell, and it's game over. Another common scam here. This is some often referred to as a honeypot scam. So again, a big warning thing to look out for is a huge price jump in the beginning, and then just the straight linear growth. This is not normal. This is not organic. Organic growth looks like this. It's launched, higher highs, higher lows. It goes ups and down, up and down, up and down, and works its way up and grows organically and naturally. This type of growth here is not organic. What happens is there's a bunch of wallets or several people that are just slowly adding money into this to make it look enticing, to make it look like it's going up and it's going to look good. But what eventually happens is it climbs, it climbs, it climbs, and then boom. Big drop, big sell, big rug, everyone loses, and it's just a scam. Now here's another example. Again, these are so common, you can literally see this almost every single launch. We're going to go through in a moment how to filter and how to find things that are worthwhile. So again, big price drop, nice, a climb here, and then it's just moving sideways and just inorganic sideways growth, slowly going up. And this will attract people to come in and buy, and who don't know what they're doing, and then they will sell and it will rug and it will look like this. Now, coming back here to Axiom Pro here, we're going to be on Pulse and focusing on the left screen. One last common scam to look out for before we dive into the filtering and how to identify new pairs that can offer some opportunity for us is if you see multiple pairs that are being launched with the same name over and over again. So, for example, this Mr. Nutter, Nut and Run, this is kind of the same meta. It's pretty much the same coin. They oftentimes will just have the same name. You want to avoid these also. These are most likely going to be a scam. So how do we identify ones that are not scams, and how do we get in ones that are early? Well, the first thing we're going to want to do is come to the filter here. We do not want Moonshot selected. So we'll unselect Moonshot. We just want to focus on Pump Fund. Now, age minimum, I just like to focus on 2 or 3 minutes is okay. You want to get in early. You want to find these things before everyone else. That way you can have the most upside potential and minimal downside risk. So I will just go for 2 minutes. For dev holding, again, this I prefer to go around 15%, 15 to 20%. I see some other traders doing. I like to do around 15%. And then insiders, maximum, for me, maximum 30%. Now, with these filters, we can go ahead and save these. So again, it's not going to give things right away. It's going to take a moment. You're going to see some new pairs coming out. And this is another important thing to highlight is trading hours. Now, trading hours when the United States is up is going to be the most active. That's when you're going to have the most volume. The most dead times is when the United States is asleep and it's early morning in Europe. Those are going to be the most dead times. Okay, so now we have a bit of volume coming in, and we have some meme coins here, some new pairs that fit our criteria of what we're looking for. And as we can see here, automatically, even with the filters, we see some similar coins coming out. So again, as mentioned before, it's most likely a good idea to avoid those. So we'll see what comes up here. We'll see if anything looks enticing. Let's take a look at this one, for example. We'll open it up in a new tab. Right, so now we have a new pair here. I like to look at this. Remember, this is a new pair. We're not waiting for other people to buy in. We're not waiting for any wallets that we're tracking to buy in. I personally like to look at the 5 second. Other traders like to look at the 1 second. But let's just take a look at this. As you can see, this is already rugged. So again, it's going to be some trial and error of trying to find, what works best. So let's see what we can find, if we can find anything enticing. So after just waiting for about 5 or 6 minutes, we already have one here that looks like it has some potential, sitting at a 9.7K market cap. A few things I want to point out here. Again, it's going down. This happens to, like I said, 99% of meme coins. But what caught my attention about this was that it's organic kind of growth here, which got it started. This is what we're looking for, and ideally it continues. In this case, there was a sell-off here. Now, this is what I really want to focus on here. This is very important that there's no major price shot and then it just moves sideways. We had some buyers come in, some sold, the dev sold, and even some more buyers came in after that. So this is a trend that we like to look for. Unfortunately, this one went all the way to 0. Now, in the instance that we wanted to trade this coin and it continued this nice pattern up and we wanted to get in, I'm going to discuss a little bit about your trading strategy and how to do your limits. Now, when it comes to presets, there's a few things you want to look out for. Since there's very, very high potential for it to go up and make big gains, but there's also a lot of some downside potential as well. We don't want to be spending a lot of money on fees for trading. So really, we want to lower this priority fee quite a bit, because a lot of small amounts are going to be going in and out, and we want as much upside potential as we can get. Oftentimes, traders for this scenario will want slippage a bit higher. Some like to do 20%. I, for myself, like to keep it around 15%, just because the price fluctuations is quite high. So you're going to want a high slippage if you want a good entry. Now, I hope that this lesson was helpful for everybody, and if you really liked what you learned today, please like and subscribe, and please comment if there's anything else that you want me to cover in the future. So thank you and have a great day.